All right, hello. If you're just joining, I hope the PowerPoint is big enough for everybody to see. Um, so what we're gonna do now, I'll actually put it at the bottom. Just gonna show a little mango sweetie here. Let me put it over here. Right. So I'm gonna write here, share. Types of givers. I'll explain that now. So that's the idea. We're gonna create NFTs, which is like something that people can buy. And then it'll be like a gaming card, So let's say, for example, someone specifically wants to feed someone. So I don't know. I'm definitely going to change it, but let's say feeder. So because it's an NFT, this specific amount, and you fed, your donation fed 10 kids for one day. You know what I'm saying? Some people might be volunteers. Some people, hey Julie, hey James. I'm so glad you're on, James. You're very creative as well. So the whole idea here is we're going to make these gaming cards that can be traded up. So if someone, so let's say you donate enough to help feed 10 kids like 10 times, that NFT, that card that people buy can be then traded up for something that says congratulations, you fed 100 kids, So we're looking for a word for like let's say community feeder. So it's this cool incentive where we can give honor where honor is due, but it's also fun for people as givers, So, feed, 100 kids for a day, or whatever. So on the feeder card is tradable, that kind of thing. So it's just a lot of fun. That we wanna like make it a fun experience to donate. So then, like, let's say on Operation Safe Place, I don't know if the word savior would be contentious. You know, or starter or something. Starter, save, a child for a day. I don't know. See, I'm just starting the brainstorm now. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's the whole idea. Like, that's exactly right, James. So even on the Discord, it's yeah, I like that, James. Joseph was a savior. Yeah, because I mean, if Jesus is a savior, and he disciples us, we've all got to be saviors. But the idea is to come up with words. I like that, James. Maybe we could have it like have mana and triggers and creatures and things like Magic the Gathering, but instead it's like anointing and angels. Yeah, because the cool thing is, uh, we can have a lot of fun with this, and and build a Discord server that really attracts unbelievers, and is comfortable for them to be there and just be generous. But and believers alike, I guess, and then people are able to they're able to feel a sense of progression, and as they get these cards, let me find, I think I've got, I had there's another, I didn't close it, something like this. So over here I deleted something important. There we go. So, well, let me just take the dinosaur off because I know that'll be an issue for some folks. I'll just put something there to show you what a card might look like. Let me go, yeah. It'll be in downloads. Sorry, I'm just grabbing a PNG, yeah. So let's say, you know, just crop this quickly. Otherwise it's going to bug us when we try and type out text. We take something like this, you know. Oopsie. Oh, sorry. This needs to be here where people can see. Sorry. Wrong screen, bro. Do you even wrong screen? Okay, so that's... So now you've got this little girl over here. That's so funny. A collectible card game with charismatic Christianity themes card. Woo! Yeah, we're so cringe. Yeah, look, I mean, the dudes will be so offended. Now, I've just been inspired by the NFT space and how innovative they are over there in creating things that really give people value in life, you know. And I always enjoyed, you know, one of the keys in Faith of the Martyrs expansion pack. Yeah. Overcomers expansion pack. Yeah, I can actually do that later. Yeah, so this is what we've got to come up with, man. Different names for these cards. So let's say, you know, so this would be, you know, Operation Safe Place. What would so it's a starter, you know, and then there's like a blurb down the bottom here that says, well done, you have taken your first step in keeping young kids safe, you know, something like that. And then it's got like maybe the trait is rescue one girl. I don't know. I got to figure out how to make this like uncringe as possible, because let me see if I can change this background. But anyway, I'm not going to work on the creative part of it. Sorry. James, I like to read it, but yeah, I don't know why. What did I say? Faith of the Fellowship. Oh, dude, and the bear fruit thing. Jeez, I continuously mess that up. Continuously. So I'm gonna figure out how to do this, you know, tastefully and creatively. You know, the funny thing, James, is I was like all proud of myself. I was like, yeah, I got it right that time. And I said Faith of the Martyrs instead of Fellowship of the Martyrs again. No, what is this background? Um, I don't know. I'd like to make it appealing to 5 piles of heavenly gold. Well, look, it's Angeline says the Father. Yeah, let's see what would the Father. Um, so that would be our, because part of Operation Safe Place is training men how to be good dads. So um, the awesome Angeline. Yeah. Oh, James. So we won't be able to attribute worth to the cards. We'll be able to attribute initial worth, but the cards themselves will be resold by people over and over and over again, and that means the worth of the cards change. That's the nature of NFTs. Like, people keep trading, and we want to encourage them to keep trading, because as the creator of the NFT, you get 10% each time it goes. Oh, you mean the made up worth of the card itself? So, what would a father do? Father would rescue a family. Something like that. I don't know. Gonna need some like solid brainstorming here. Yeah, rescue a family for a year or something. Yeah, I'm interested to see what you suggest, James, on how the worth would work. You know, um, uh, flamethrowers give worthy royal swords. Yeah. See, the question is what these, so you're buying this card. The card's worth $10 or $20. Yes. Collectible aspect, so they're desirable. Yeah, I wasn't thinking in terms of competing. I was thinking more in terms of collecting and trading. So on the NFT platform, someone who's got like 10 starter cards. So let's say 10 times you had $10, because that card would be $10. That takes care of a kid for a day. So let's say you've got 10 of these, or you've got 8 of these and 1 of these, which rescues 2 girls. So this would be $20. So you can trade it up for, like, whatever. Let's see, 10 girls would be, actually, no trespassers or offenders will be chopped in half. Yeah, keep staying in the green light there. Yeah. So it's like a starter, and then savior, I guess. 10 girls. Although it would be like, I don't know. We'd have to, because it gets up to 100 girls. Because this is only for a day. These things. So I've got a copyright or two on staff who can help us. So it's like a starter. Dual starter. I don't know. To make this tasteful. So you say, if we genuinely want to have a collectible card game, then $10 for one card is very expensive. So you need something. We have a base game which is free. $10 cards are like a power up. That's cool. I like that, because that's kind of your. Because look, to upload these things you have to pay gas. So, but you can do free NFTs that people mint themselves. So we can do that. So the minting fee. Let me just check here. I mean, so people pay in Ethereum. But we're looking at a website where you can pay with the card as well. But let's see. So Ethereum. So right now Ethereum. I'm just looking at. Okay, I'm going to put it. Check in USD. I'll move it across there now where you guys can see. So currently one Ethereum, it's 1,200 US. So 0.1 is 121. 0.01 is $12 there. So 0.01, which I think is the lowest we can go, is like $1.22, and that yeah, I'm loving these ideas, James. If you got some time, it'd be awesome if you can put together some kind of worksheet with all your ideas, and then we can so 60 card deck for cheap, but then they have uncommon rare. Yes, that's what we want. We want mythic. Yes. Yeah, well, look, in the NFT world, the idea is that that one of those cards that we have, which is like, we can call it the master something or the other. So for instance, let me just do this quick. Okay, let me just duplicate this, pull there. So let's say one card that you buy for $60,000 pays for a full camp, so that thing has real world Ethereum worth at that moment, that of 60 ETH or 50 ETH. So it's a really rare card, because people have got that kind of money, in the Ethereum world, and you make it that if someone gets 4 of those a year, they get a different card, because it costs around about 60,000 ETH to sponsor, I think, 100 girls for 27 days at a time. Let me just find something cool, and creative that I can slap here. So you enter, I like it, at 0.01 ETH, and then the next one up would be 0.01 ETH. Yeah. we get we so when they buy the cards, we get that money. It goes to us, and every time that card gets sold again, which is what we want. So the idea is we build this massive Discord and Twitter based server where people are, this community is collecting. So the idea is to collect every single card there is, and then it goes up to, you start off at like your goals like 300 cards, and then it goes up to 1,000 cards, 10,000 cards, because the you get NFT randomizing software that'll actually make things that go on the NFTs. So it's like these cards end up with real world collectible value. So so EFT's in a bear market right now, which means it's in a financial dip. Okay, and then when that goes on a bull run, they've given you 0.01 NFT, which right now is worth $12, but that tomorrow that could be worth $24. You see, so the cool thing about crypto space is that we just take what we need, and then you let the rest of it trade, and it just sits there and increases or decreases. It goes up and down on the roller coaster. It's really fantastic. Using Bitcoin, we were able to do a lot. Bitcoin's on a bear run now, so we're not using Bitcoin as a platform, but we did 100 times at one point with dollars, with Bitcoin in value. It's incredible. A lot of the miraculous stuff that we've done as a ministry was with and because of Bitcoin. Yeah, that's correct, James. Yeah, so they buy it and they hold on to it, and then later on they can resell, because that's what you want in that community, because you're only making X amount. So let's say you're making 100 unique cards and 1,000 of the starter card and 100 of this card and 50 of that card and 20 of that card and 10 of that card. Okay, so let's take, for example, this is a nice, scrolled past it. Oh man. Okay. Just as an example, yeah. So let's say you sponsor a whole, if they pay, okay, so your question is, if they pay $12 to you and you get $12 worth of ETH, how did you get your money? You cash out your ETH. You can cash it out at any time. So we have a crypto wallet here in South Africa, and we just cash it out and it goes straight into our bank account. Yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you can cash it all out immediately. It's just the worth that changes, that's all. So I just found a colorful thing to put here. So let's say someone's a really big giver, and instead of overcomers there, it says like master sponsor, something like that. James says, if I buy an NFT, so if you buy one from us, so if I mint it, you buy it, I get $12. If now it's yours, if you sell it, so we got $12. If you sell it for $12, or let's say you sell it for $24 or whatever, we get 10%. So we on top of the $12 so you bought that card from us. So we got the $12 for you spent, right? Then we want to encourage the community to sell it to their friends again, or to market it themselves, because now they could get their money back knowing that they've already given us $12, and when they sell that thing, we're going to get another $1.20, and the person who sells it again, we're still going to get 10% again and again. So we get never-ending commission off our cards. And the idea is to build this whole community that is very encouraged to keep trading and selling. Yes, yeah, it's immediately worth what you paid for it. Yeah. So the card itself, the worth might go down and it might go up, but the money that you paid us for it, that is a guarantee for us. You see, so depending on whether it's a bear market or a bull market, depending on how well our Discord does, how popular the cards are. If the cards are very popular and people enjoy it, then they'll go up in worth. So it's tough to know. So I'm doing a lot of marketing courses at the moment, trying to wrap my head around marketing, and this is one of the best ways to do it, is to create a something that people buy, but then they like it. It's a commodity. It has an emotion attached to it, you know. Yeah. But yeah, so my priority is to come up with these ideas for types of givers, yeah. And that's so let's say a card like this. Let me grab this kid over here. Control C. Yeah, that's right. That's right, James. That's exactly right. And boy, would that be awesome. Oh, there's no free Ethereum. The NFTs themselves can be given out for free. People mint them, or you're doing well enough to give out a couple of free NFTs that have potential worth, or currently at that point have worth, which is determined by how well our marketing campaign has gone. Oh, Control Z to delete these ones. Bruh, you even inconvenient. Anyway. Yeah, there's no free Ethereum. That's the NFTs themselves. So the NFT is like in this case, a piece of artwork that we're giving value by the emotional or practical application that people have for it, if that makes sense. All right, so let's say I don't know what a CCG is. So let's say like you have a card like this, right? And this, I don't know how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 26. Just do this. So let's say it's like this crazy. Well, okay, James, I think, how can I explain this? Okay, so let's I mean, billions would be nice, but okay. So let's just remove your let's leave the crypto and NFT space, and I'm just going to explain it in other terms. Let's use Apple's. Or rather, let's say tables. That's fine, James. Okay, so let's say I make a table, right? To make the table cost X. Let's say it cost $100 to make the table. Okay, so the cost of that table is $100, right? Now, I'm going to put that thing on sale. Okay, well, let's say it costs $50 and I need to make $100. So I'm going to put that thing on sale for $100, and someone's going to buy it for $100. Now they own it, right? Now, depending on how famous I am, that table's going to have worth. If I'm not famous, then the table itself determines its own worth. And if you want to resell that table, the worth of that table is going to be determined by your salesmanship, how famous I am, or just the value that the new buyer, places on that table. So let's say you're a really good salesman and you put that table and you say, listen, this table is a very special table. Look at the workmanship. I'm selling it for $1,000. If you're a good salesman, you're going to get $1,000 for that table because the value add to the table was your salesmanship. Alternatively, if I'm super famous, I sell you the table for $100, and you say, this table was made by Brad Pitt. Look, Brad Pitt signed it. Here's a photo of Brad Pitt making this table. Someone will say, Jingers, that's a Brad Pitt table. I'm going to give you $10,000 for a Brad Pitt table. And you actually call it, Brad Pitt table. Because the worth of that table is determined by more than the fact that it's just a table. Now, let's go to the commission blockchain. So I make the table, it costs me $50, and I say, James, I'm going to sell you this table for $110 or $100, and you can sell it. Just bear in mind that no matter what you sell it for, I'm going to get 10%. So you pay $100, and then on the previous principle, whether it's you being a good salesman or it being a Brad Pitt table, you sell you sell that table for $10,000 because it's a Brad Pitt table, and now I make $1,000 because you're a good sales guy. The guy you bought it from is now sitting with a Brad Pitt table for $10,000. 10 years from now, either Brad Pitt is famous enough for that thing to be worth $1 million, or he's been disgraced somehow in the media and that thing is now worth $10. Whether you sell it for $10, whether that guy who bought it for $10,000 sells it for $10 or sells it for $1 million, I still get 10% because I'm the original creator of that table, and that's the power of blockchain. Blockchain can track every single sale of that table as it goes forward. I hope that makes sense. So now, what also makes it interesting now is we're not buying with dollars, we're buying with fluid currency, cryptocurrency. So you're entering a space and you're buying this NFT with Ethereum, because that's where we're aiming. We're aiming to really move these, well, on many fronts. We're gonna make sure you can buy these cards with normal dollars as well. So you buy it with Ethereum. Now Ethereum itself is going up and down. So there's cryptocurrency is fluid. It goes up and down. It goes up and down. So now you've got this table that you bought for 0.001 ETH, which is like $12 right now. Now, a year from now, that 0.001 ETH could be 50 cents, or it could be $5. So the worth of that table is now attached to the worth of Ethereum, and you're now, as brilliant salesman, you're saying, this is a Brad Pitt table. What I want for it, I bought it for 0.001 ETH, and what I want for it is 0.1 ETH, which is $120. If that makes sense. So now you can either says, where did the Ethereum come from? Did you, Andrew, have to buy it? Yeah, that's in your crypto wallet. But I found a website where people can buy NFTs with credit cards as well. So then it can stay on that market, and it can be sold for Ethereum, but I think they get paid out onto their credit cards. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you buy the Ethereum. There's another cryptocurrency called Solana, where people can buy those. They can buy NFTs with Solana as well. But I think Ethereum's kind of all the non-Bitcoin, the little sideshows, Ethereum's currently the most stable. It's not like FTX and all these other things. It's pretty stable. But anyway, yeah, I hope that makes sense. So the idea is that we've got a card game, and our goal is to get as many people as possible to want to buy our NFTs and trade them and sell them, because the more our NFTs are moving around, the more they're being sold and traded, the more fundraising is happening proactively and almost, what's the word I'm looking for? Passively, So if the game itself is fun and it's continuously stimulated, and new cards are coming out every now and then, expansion packs and drops and stuff like that, and it's all part of the same kind of a collection. I'm not sure how we can make it playable, because that's what I'm thinking of, is how do you make a charity game playable? Because, there's child trafficking involved and all sorts of things. But it might be that, we'll figure that out. It might be that, like, at a level of generosity, you're able to overcome some kind of, we could release some dark cards, like, you just took down this demonic principality, and then it's, I don't know if I want to go there, because that allows for a direction that I don't like. Even when I play MTG, I'm always going for angels and healing decks, and yeah. So the idea is that you've got, in the game itself, there's a master card, So a card, like, let's say a card like this would qualify as a master card. So Anya's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's 26, 39. So, yeah, so let's say, so 39 of these on this particular card. Oh, thanks, yeah, CCG. Oh, it's open source platforms where people can use CCG images and manipulate them. That's great. Jeez. We can probably also use Midjourney to create things. But yeah, so like let's say, so you get a set of cards. Like let's say this backdrop means 10 days. So and on here, so well let me do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So in essence, so this would be like, insert let's call this the 10-day card. So that design, anybody who sees it knows that that 30 girls. So if there's 5 girls or 1 girl on here, they were sponsored for 10 days. So 1 day is $1, 10 days for girls, obviously. It's $10 per day. So 1 girl on Operation Safe Place for a day, that's $10. And then 10 girls would be $100. So over here we've got 30 girls. So this would be, a $300 card. Okay. So everybody knows that this one was originally purchased for $300. And so the whole idea is that the collectors, people out there who enjoy, building a collection, so let's say 10-day, 30 girls. To find out new terminologies, man. I'm not really shining right now. Anyway. I wonder what color would... Black is not exactly... That's not terrible. Something like that. Yes. So do you have to put $300 of your previously matched Ethereum in the NFT of this image? That's correct. Yeah. So this image is it becomes part of your purchased collection because you sponsored 30 girls for 10 days. Yeah, that's correct. Now, we would initially have a limited amount of these particular cards before a new batch comes out. So let's say this is the 2022. So 2023 would have same card, different design. That's right, James. Yeah. So the hope is that your buying it gives us $300, and if you decide to continue selling, because a lot of people won't, they'll just keep the card, but the hope is that people do keep reselling as a way to keep doing fundraising, because they get a card if they've done X amount of resales. You know what I'm saying? No, I didn't have to pay $300 to make it. No. So in this case, minting it will probably cost about $10 or $5, something like that. Maybe less. But we'll do batch minting. So we'll pay like, $150, but then we'll put 300 cards up, and people will be able to mint their own cards online. So they're giving us $300 and they're paying the minting fee themselves. So you can put these up that people can mint it themselves. And then we'll have like, so you'll have a card that's, let me just add this here so I don't forget, because this is a good brainstorm. I'm getting some nice ideas while I chat. See, so this would be like a 2022 card, and we know that there's an equivalency. So we need, for 2022, for us to take care of 1,000 girls per holiday. That's correct, James. Yeah. Mind you, you'd probably put it small down in the corner, but anyway. See, it all depends on the worth that people put on it themselves. See, so there's 2022. And because this is a fundraiser and the worth is attached to how many girls are being sponsored, this is where crypto philanthropy kicks in, you see. So let's say, let me just fetch another. Send backward. Come on. Just send to back. Hopefully. Ta-da. Jeez, I don't know, James. I've been watching YouTube videos. I've been having telephonic calls with the giving block, which we had to pay for, just on understanding crypto giving. I've been following and reading a lot of Twitter posts, asking questions in Discords, being ignored, being rude, being told none of your business, go away. Past 4 weeks have been a brain stretch for me. Yeah, so that's awesome, James. Yeah, if we can figure out how to make a really appealing CCG, collectible card game, so the goal, here's the goal. The goal is 1,000 girls 4 times a year at $270,000 each time. Yeah. So check it this. So James, here's the idea. So this is so the longest holiday is 27 days. Okay. And our goal is around about 1,000 girls. Okay. So, James, like, so just $1 million idea then. Yeah, I'm good at those, James. And we take care of a lot of people, James. It's like we fluctuate between 100, 150 staff to do what we do here. So it's you just got to keep thinking out of the box, man. And I think this one is gonna be ministry changing if we do this right, you know. Okay. So this card over here would be worth, drum roll, 27,000. Yeah. So this would be dollars. 200, was it 27,000? I think. No, it's 207. No, it's $60,000, right? No, 60th. Just sorry, my brain. Okay, 27 times 1,000 times 10 is $270,000. Yeah. So whatever. So you'd be able to just outright buy a card for $270,000, and know that you have taken care of 1,000 girls for an entire camp, you know. So what we explain, so the small print on all the cards explains how the most dangerous times of the year are school holidays. So our goal is that weekends and school holidays. So some school holidays are 10 days, some school holidays are longer, shorter. But the heaviest camp would be, you know, at 1,000 girls, and we can do multiple camps. So the more of these we raise, the more camps we can do. And then there's day camps where we can actually keep girls safe all day. And then, you know, they go home to different programs. So the ones who aren't from highly abusive homes can go back to safe homes, and those who need a place to stay for the entire holidays, those ones we take care of. So we can be keeping like 10,000 safe at a time just by doing massive events every day. You know, so people can sponsor day camps and all sorts of things. But the main thing is, if we first focus on Operation Safe Place, and then so all these cards that just focus on keeping these girls safe at $10 a day, $30 for a weekend. Let me see. So it's like, yeah, I'm just trying to figure where to put this so you can kind of have it somewhere. I'll just do this. Okay, so it would be $10 per day, and then so it's $30 for a weekend. 10 days, $100. $100 for a 10-day camp. But I prefer not to like break it down into the camps, rather just say days, you know. So for 10 days, because it gets so complicated, the length of the holidays. Oh, that's cool. Go, James, go. Yeah, so we're thinking along these terms, you know. So it's $100 for 10 days, you know. Dollars, 200 for 20 days. So people have options. So the cards, you know, And then so for a full camp would be $270. I hope I'm doing my maths right, yeah. Anyway, so that's for one girl. You know, and then it's got like a little splurb at the bottom as per those cards. You know, and you've got, let's say, you know, you've got we make sure there's a nice background. You know, so the cards look nice, they're collectible. And then we do things like this. I think you saw this. Yeah, absolutely. The image itself, yeah. And yes, the cool thing is when someone buys a particular kind of NFT, so I mean a particular card that sponsors a particular amount of people. I'll show you this cool thing that we do. Sorry, I just heard a message come through. Sunday morning, so usually it's okay. Don't know what that was. So let's say now you buy these cards. Yes, the image has no value. It's not even pretty, but it represents the credit for doing a certain amount of charity. Absolutely. And then recognition at so certain points. Like I'll show you this. Let me see here. Just quickly trying to see where I put this thing. It'll be on my profile. Okay. Oh yeah. I don't know where it is. Yeah. Okay. So at a certain point, like you'll get one of these. You know, and that's an NFT. See that thing that rotates? So well, James, most people they do like credit. They do like recognition. You know, a lot like most Christian givers. You know, they don't like recognition, but most normal people they do. They do like to say, "This is how I supported it." That's why they wear badges and they sit at special donor tables at events, at fundraisers, and they sit in the. I mean, the biggest churches have got these these you know, biggest tithers sit in the front, and they have special events for. I mean, everything Jesus said don't do, those guys do. So, so because this isn't meant to be a ministry environment, this is meant to be a fundraiser specifically for looking after kids. But now, yeah, so you'll get the cards that show. That's kind of your giving card, you know. So it's the card itself. The card itself communicates the need, you know, and then you're able to purchase the card according to the need, and then the rewards are actually these. So you get given one of these as recognition for giving X amount. So let's say you sponsored or were responsible for sponsoring you know, definitely a camp. So let's say you did a 50th for 27 days for 1,000 kids or even 100 kids, then we give you one of these for free. but it's worth. So it's for sale. So this one is for sale on the market for 50 ETH, which is, $270,000. Um, or no, 60,000, I don't know, whatever the number is. But we're giving you one of these. So people can buy these and achieve something. And we make a whole bunch of these, specifically as rewards for people who have done something above and beyond. Because remember, this isn't, I think believers might get into this. I don't think they will. But it's specifically aimed at the NFT crypto space, where it's in that space, it's mostly kind of, nerdy gamers, people who don't get recognition. They don't get honored. They're not sporty. They're just very, very clever. And I'd love to be able to do something where they actually feel, wow, I got this thing. And then you start a trend where the guys actually display, that they're proud of what they supported. That's currently the Operation Safe Place website placeholder. I don't know why it's 92 days. I actually have to tell. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, that's a great charity model. So I'm throwing heart and soul at it, man. Like really going for it. I'm really I believe that God's given us a fun strategy to get things done, man. Because 18 schools, man. 14,000 kids. We need clever strategies to, like, Sons of Issachar level stuff. Like very. Yeah, something like that, James. Yeah. Yeah, and for the people who bought it, usually they already they've got like sitting there with like 1,000 Ethereum. They don't know what to do. They're looking for legitimate charities. They're generous. There's just so many charlatans out there. But yeah. But anyway, okay, thanks. So James, it was mostly you and I. So yeah, go and see what happens when the Discord's set up. I'll invite you on as well. Then you can help Twinkie and I set it up. Yeah, there we're becoming all things to all men. Yeah, we can definitely. When that Discord's set up, I'll invite you in there, and then you and I and Twinkie, we can bring in a couple of brainstorming nerds and stuff there. Anyway, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Have a wonderful potato. Le toodles. I've got to go and lie down a bit because I've got to minister in an hour and I haven't slept yet. Cheers, man. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.